Hello, Assalamualaikum everyone. I've called upon this meeting to talk about the recent problems that our community have faced and on how we could learn from that problem and maybe improve ourselves so that we wouldn't face that same problem in the future. So I believe I've given each one of you a task for you to present on today's meeting. So I would like to call on Yusrina, our head of marketing department, to first present the findings to all the members. Thank you. You may start.
Assalamualaikum and good evening. So as the head of marketing department, I will now present my findings on the damage and failure at Toyota. So first and foremost, investigators must determine whether there are elements outside of the employee's control that may have contributed to the human error due to the first failure at Toyota being the employee's inability to perform as expected. So these external influences could be actions taken by top management, a lack of sufficient training or information, incorrect inputs into the process, or rewards that encourage behavior that isn't in accordance with stated goals. And not just that, human resources procedures that are ineffective, especially those that deal with finding, developing, motivating, and managing workers may be the cause of human errors that result into disasters in the business. Next, the second failure, which is obvious, is the weak people management methods, and they have been identified as the main factors in a number of failures. For example, reward schemes that encourage dangerous behavior readily outweigh the impact of control mechanisms intended to stop fraud and breaches. So if there had been improved communication between the critical incident reporting and performance management systems, Toyota's damage and failure might not have happened. So the last but not least, the third failure is the mechanical issues which were known to Toyota management long before corrective action was taken. And several people with direct knowledge of the situation have claimed that the business took decisive action to conceal the truth and exaggerate the severity of the issue. So once again, an incentives issue underlies the failure to act on this important information in a way that is consistent with Toyota's brand. So it is clear that employees who receive fair awards and performance reviews and who are well trained would not have permitted the situation to escalate as it did. So do you have any question?
Okay, so right now, just now you said that the cause was weak people management and also the mechanical issue. So is there any correlation between both? And if there is, what are the correlations?
Yes, so to answer your question, it correlates with bad managers lead to low engagement. By this, it means that low engagement leads to declining productivity and higher turnover. Therefore, as you can see, if decreased productivity and increased turnover are not the reasons which is enough to stop the practice of having bad managers, you should consider that bad managers lead to increased stress and major health issues, which ultimately leads to employees overlooking the mechanical issues. So I hope my answer enlightened you.
Yeah, it's okay. Okay, so next I would like to call upon NURUL Zakirah, our head of human resource department, to present your findings to us. You may start.
Okay, thank you, Chairman. So I'm going to present about the 8 processes which contribute to Toyota's downfall. So there is 8 of it. I'm going to explain the first 4. My partner going to present the other 4. So first of all, there is a rewards and recognition program. It is a very huge role to motivate the employees for a successful company. Because of this, because there's no implementation of rewards and recognition program, it could result to loss of billions of stocks in the company and also in an organization. So Toyota and Proton should really implement the rewards and recognition program in order to make this the company success. So second is staff training program. So staff training program is very important and essential in order to enhance the skill of the employees. Because we can always make like a week of a staff training program for the employees to enhance their quality of skills, because not every employees can do their work like what the managers, like the higher ups, wanted them to do. This result, we can also result to born of the quality employees in order to make a successful car company management. So next is hiring process. So hiring process is also the key roles in an organization. It's also contribute to Toyota's downfall. It's also need to be one successful company, being how, because like human resources is very determined to the best candidate, because we want to hire the best candidate in a company. So Toyota and Proton should find required skills for the certain job, because in this downfall, Toyota's downfall, they didn't identify at the first place, because they thought that any employee can do the job, but it is actually very hard, because not every employee or human being can do the certain job. So the human resources should follow the requirement process in order to hire the best employees in the company. So the first is performance management process. This is also important in a company, because like it is also contribute to downfall and to success. So what is a performance management process? It is a continuous communication between the managers and employees, because one of the problem that lead to the failure is like group think, like how the people cannot communicate within the work communication. So there is always a problem where managers and the higher ups didn't hear or give feedback, the right appropriate feedback to the employees, because also the employees are afraid to tell them to communicate to higher ups. Because of this, it also lead to downfall of a company. So Proton and Toyota should fix the communication in order to the decision or to be efficient and successful in the future. So that's all for me. I'm going to give my process to next.
Okay, Uncle Daniel, you may continue the other four processes. Please enlighten us.
Okay, thank you. So as a Chief Data Officer, I'm going to present about the other four processes that contribute to Toyota's downfall. So the first one is corporate culture, which is the factors that led to the problem, because since Toyota is the company that emphasizes their organizational culture towards the employees, so it might have caused a few internal issues. Okay, so what Toyota should do is they must change this rigid culture and lower down the power distance among the company staffs, because with new culture being imposed, the company will not only avoid any more flaws in their designs, but also improve the working relationship among the employees. Okay, so for the next point is leaders and their leadership, which is what steers the board of the company and the department that they are handling. So a failure or malfunction on a certain outcome is an indication of a weak and incompetent leadership in that company. So this is why there is the main reason why Toyota should do a leadership development program and succession planning process to ensure that all their leaders and development program and succession planning process to ensure all their leaders, executive, low-level managers, and high-level managers are well skilled. And for the next process is retention, which is one of the aspects that causes Toyota this disaster, because it seems that Toyota is neglected the importance of keeping their best skillful employees to keep sustaining, working, and contributing towards the company. So these are the few steps that Toyota could take in order to retain their best employees. And for the last one is HR process that led to this disaster is the risk assessments by the HR department, because with HR risk assessment, the company could spot out the bad fruit among the company. Employees and leaders tend to slack off any type of bad behavior done by all members. And Toyota and Proton should take a few steps toward risk assessment that the HR departments of Toyota could implement. And yeah, I think that's all from me. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Host, the presentation was clear and concise. I understood 8 of the processes loud and clearly. Okay, next I would like to call upon Danial, our Head of Operation Management, to present your findings. And the stage is yours. You may start.
Thank you, Chairman. Today I would like to give 4 lessons learned from Toyota, which have human resource need to do regular tests. Second is company should study about the performance appraisal and reward system first before implementing the practice. Third is provide training for its workers, and last, provide a greater level of cooperation of the organization. Okay, for the first lesson, human resource has to do regular tests or audit on all of the procedure that have the potential to result in a mistake costing on $1 billion or more. It is vital for Toyota to have an HR audit because it helps their organization to understand whether its HR practice to help improve their performance and provide roadmap for necessary change in order to reach the company goal. Second lesson, each organization should first do research on performance evaluation and incentive system. The purpose of this is to guarantee that the system is pertinent, well organized, and in line with the goal of firm. Okay, the third is each business or organization to provide training for its workers, particularly manager, on how to manage and solve issue, as well as how to make the best and quick decision possible for the firm in certain circumstances in which difficulty arise. Last but not least is organization or firm should support the communication that occur inside itself, such as between manager and staff member, as well as employee and employers, in order to provide a greatest level of cooperation of the organization. For example, when the connection between manager and staff member is strong, they are able to communicate with one another when issue arise, readily recognize the issue at hand, and work together to find solution to the issue. That's all for my finding.
Okay, so I have a question. So you said that your recommendation was we should give reward system, and we need to audit, and also we need to do training and stuff. So I believe that all need costs. We need to use money from our company. And do you think, from your personal view, that it is worth it in the long run? And why should we do it?
Yes, for me it's worth it, even though the cost is quite high, because it can provide the security and user comfort. Poor handling issue in their management has made the customers lose their trust on their brand, and sales drop drastically. So for me it's necessary.
Okay, I see. I believe that too. Okay, next I would like to call our last presenter, IZZATI, our Head of Public Relations. You may present your findings to all of us. Thank you.
Alright, thank you. Today I am here just to speak up my opinion about the improvement that we can do based on Toyota failure. First and foremost, we as a Proton should consider to Toyota HRM problem as a guideline to improve our company performance. Based on inefficient Toyota HRM, from that we can see if the management is weak in doing their job, the worker under them will be the same. So, Proton should monitor and improve HRM of company by taking off their welfare and make the 5 Maslow hierarchy needs as a guideline, such as making family holiday, bonuses, HRM seminar, and so on. From that, we can fulfill those needs and it will lead to employee satisfaction. If employees feel appreciated, their motivation will increase to maintain integrity at work. Second, what we can do to improve is change the working culture at Toyota. Toyota, in this case, we can see that Toyota working culture is individualism. Proton should change it to collectivism. Management and the rest employees should together and build networking to make sure all employee voice will be heard by the manager. Like others said, together we become stronger. Next, I wanted to suggest to Proton provide training to the employee on the technical part, and most important is communication skill among employee and managers. If the communication between these both managers and employees was excellent, the information of car failure will be known faster and the action will be taken earlier. So far, that's all from me. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, IZZATI. I found that really interesting, and I do believe and I do agree with your findings, and where we should do collectivism and lower the barriers between all of us so that we can work more efficiently and be more effective in producing our product. And also, I hope this is the end of the meeting, and I hope that we could do better for Proton in the future, and so that we could be better than Toyota itself. And yeah, the meeting is adjourned, and I hope to see you guys in the next meeting. Thank you.